Here it is, time once again to spring forward for daylight savings time. So this week on Explore Tulsa, we do it in the studio.
Then loud and proud for St. Patty's Day.
Followed by the new Yellow Pages.
Plus ladies taking the lead.
Hi, I'm Stevie Fernandez.
And I'm Trish Whitmer. Nice to see you back with us for this week's Explore Tulsa. Now Stevie, do you always remember to set your clocks forward for daylight savings time?
These days, our phones just do it automatically. But did you know that golf is the real reason it's so important to the economy that we have an extra hour of daylight?
Well, yeah, golf and everything else we do outside. Having more daylight helps the retail industry and sports industry make billions each year.
But when the lights go out, it's time for some sweet sounds that come from the music like Brian creates at Uncle Brown's Sound Recording Studio.
You take sound and records really for granted, I think. I grew up in Franklin, Massachusetts, which is about 45 minutes west of Boston, but spent a lot of time in Boston. I was in rock bands for a long time. I loved jazz records when I was growing up. And then the 70s came, the 70s hit, late 70s, and punk, just punk music for some reason. I just fell in love, Music was just very important to me. I was a real kind of a nerdy electronics geek when I was a kid, and used to rebuild tape decks, and would sit on the floor of my bedroom thinking that I've invented multi-track recording. And I've told many people until my dad walked in and saw things that, me doing all this stuff with tape and stuff, and he's like, that's already been invented. In the process just amazed me. So that's what I went in real kind of fangs out, I gotta learn how to do this stuff, and studied about it and started building my own mixers and started recording everything I could when I was younger. And then when I became a musician, my parents were they wanted my sister to be the musician, and just, bought her every instrument in the world. And then when she didn't want to do anything with them, she put them in the corner. I would, after school, would just start picking them up and just messing around with all this stuff. And, pretty soon I'd get into one band, two bands. At times I was in 3 or 4 bands. And then I would start recording those bands. I love to play music, and I've always loved to play music, but I've always had an ear for what's going on, the arrangements and how they can be better. And I always listened to the sound as more as just concentrated on playing. And I love technology because my career always followed technology, being in IT and engineering, but I always find myself going back and saying, wow, they did some great stuff back then. And the core of it is a person performs their music, somebody watches them perform. And ultimately they clap because they love what they heard. And they used to go home and say, wow, I'd love to hear that again every day. I love that song. And moreover, if they put that record on and they hear exactly what they heard, that's fine for most listeners, And I think what music has graduated into this point where it's almost like, let's put this big production out first. And then when somebody goes to the live show, the lights come up and they go, and if they don't hear that big production, they're either going to be, number one, disappointed because they can't understand why that person doesn't sound like that, or the record label is going to have to spend $4 million to make them sound like that. And that's fine. But the best shows I've ever been to were the ones that I've seen somebody on stage with an acoustic guitar or a band, and they sound exactly like they did on the record, and there's no flash about it. I've never thought I've had a sound. My whole thing is I'll get people in, I'll record the basic core of what they do. They leave, and sometimes I'll be up here at 3 o'clock in the morning and just listen to their stuff and just hear stuff and just put little drops of this and this and this in and play with the sound. It's like clay, you just kind of mold it, and at the end I go, wow, that sounds pretty cool to me. If I can do that and they go, wow, that sounds really good, then I think I've done my job.
Brian is a very talented guy with a lot of experience who truly seems dedicated to helping everyone get their groove on.
If you're interested in recording your next great hit or a new demo, visit redcavemedia.us to learn more about working with Brian.
With St. Patrick's Day coming up, I wonder if Ryan's studio could handle recording a group of bagpipers.
Good question. Maybe we need to ask Cody with the Tulsa Metro Pipe Band what he thinks when we come back with more Explore Tulsa.
I want to get a new TV. There's like 1,000 different brands, all with different features. I wish I could make sense of it all. What do you think is best?
You should go to Video Revolution. Their experts will tell you everything you need to know. They carry the latest LED and 4K TVs and will even install it and set it up for you too.
She's right. You wouldn't talk to anyone but your dentist about your bicuspid. So when it comes to home entertainment, only trust the experts at Video Revolution, located on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Send me some love.
Look at us. We woke up one morning with every song that ever mattered to anyone. So now what? Music's meant to be heard, out loud, where your life happens, where you dance, where you love, and where you live. When everyone has every song ever written, what matters most is how you listen.
Come hear for yourself at Video Revolution.
We're the Spotlight Theater performers.
And you're watching Explore Tulsa.
Hello, and welcome back for more Explore Tulsa. Now, Stevie, do you have any St. Patrick's Day traditions?
I love to wear my kilt, pretend to play the bagpipes.
Wait a minute. Since when did you start wearing a kilt?
Since college. A kilt makes it so easy to go to the bathroom, especially when you're drinking green beer. You should try it sometime.
I wear skirts all the time.
There you go. How about the bagpipes? Do you pretend to play those too?
I actually prefer to listen to experts play, like Cody and his group with the Tulsa Metro Pipe Band.
I saw a pipe band at the PAC in Tulsa and I was just like, this is awesome. And I have no idea who they were or what they were, but that's what made me kind of seek out instruction. And I took lessons here in Tulsa and actually went to school on a bagpipe scholarship. Tulsa's had a pipe band for quite a while. I think the oldest pipe band I've seen from Tulsa was called the Tulsa Kilties. And the picture was dated to the 1920s, if I recall correctly. So Tulsa's had a long history of pipe bands. It's a little niche and a little culture here in Tulsa that's been here for a long time. This group has been together for 5 years, I believe. Sounds about right. And then we came from a group called the Anderson Pipe Band, which I believe came from a group called the Green Country Highlanders. For me, I love playing in a band. I played in the local band here in Tulsa for a long time. I went to school. And at school, that's when I really got locked in and excited about bagpiping. I went there on a scholarship and got to go to the World Pipe Band Championships in Scotland. And it's fun being a band, you know, I went to school at Batesville, Arkansas Lyon College. And it's fun being from a town in the middle of America and going and representing yourself against bands from New Zealand, Australia, France, different African nations. And it's awesome experience. It's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of bands. And it's just, you get to go out there and just do your best and you get one shot. You know what I mean? It's just months and months of work packed into like 5 minutes. Well, the bagpipes have been around, really they're one of the oldest instruments, you know, second to the drum. They came from Africa and kind of traveled the world with the Romans, and the Scottish kind of took them and made them their own, and that's what you see here. These are called the Great Highland Bagpipes, and these are your stereotypical Scottish bagpipes that you see. They're made out of African blackwood, which is a little bit weird. It's actually denser than most woods. It'll sink in water. The piping as pipe bands actually started right around the time of the British military taking over the Scotland and turning into the Scottish regiments being formed. And instead of bugles and brass bands, the Scottish used pipe bands. Our band, when we compete, we have to wear kilts, we wear hose, with little bows on the side that we call flashings. And then we wear a thing called a sporn, which is in the front, which is Gaelic for purse. So you have like, a little bit of a fanny pack thing going on. And then we just wear like a vest and tie and button-down shirt, and you have to wear a hat. And actually the rules state you have to wear a kilt and a hat. So I don't think you have to wear anything besides a kilt and a hat. As long as you're wearing a kilt and a hat, I think you're fine. Our music is really, really similar to Western music. It's a little bit different, and it's just styled a little bit differently because we just started writing down our music not that long ago. But we play French tunes from Brittany Francis, a strong bagpipe tradition, and we play Irish tunes as well. It's really, you do all this work, all this lead up and build up and build up and build up. And when you can get, like, our band has 9 pipers and 3 drummers, and when you can get everyone to sound like one person and turning a dozen people into one sound or one machine, and it just locks in, it's so crisp and clean, like, that's when it pays off.
Man, that looks like so much fun. I'd love to play the bagpipes, but I don't think I could blow for that long.
Believe me when I say you're a real blowhard, full of hot air. But if you'd like to learn how to play the bagpipes or want to play with Cody and his group, visit TulsaMetroPipeBand.com.
They have a pretty nice website too, and they're really manly men all over it, proudly wearing their kilts on the site.
A good website is important to any organization or business. And we visit Matthew at Skynet. He'll tell us all about the secrets to a successful site when we return with more Explore Tulsa.
For over 33 years, Video Revolution has been Tulsa's headquarters for all the best name brands of cutting-edge electronics. The experts at Video Revolution can put it all together for that ultimate home theater experience. Video Revolution on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis for Tulsa's best team of qualified sales, service, and installation technicians.
John Erling with Voices of Oklahoma. Our great state has been home to countless individuals whose place in history has been earned through each of their many accomplishments. Voices of Oklahoma's mission is to preserve their story in an oral history presentation like none other. Accounts direct from famous Oklahomans, political figures, and many others who have left their indelible mark on the development, history, and future of Oklahoma. So please, treat yourself by listening to those who are the voices of Oklahoma.
When I listen to music, I close my eyes and it takes me away. Anytime we bring a new speaker into the studio, we tune the speaker for the room. Every room sounds different, and every environment that the speaker goes into affects the sound of the speakers. Now you can do the same thing at home that we do in the studio. I can think of no better feeling than to close your eyes and disappear into the music.
Come hear for yourself at Video Revolution.
Hey, you're back and looking good. We love having you as an Explore Tulsa friend. And if you've ever tried to build or optimize your website, then you'll be so glad you stuck around for more Explore Tulsa.
That's right, CV. Building a website for your business is essential these days. But making it work to grow your business is the real key.
And that's why we called on Matthew Manishu at Skynet to help us out.
The phone books are going away. We all know that, and as such, everybody's turning to online. And you need to find someone that can do a couple of things. One is can explain things in a way that you can understand them, and B, understand your organization's goals so that they can make recommendations that help you achieve those goals. Way back in 2003, two friends who got together and decided that they wanted to start a wireless internet company. They started the company, and as they started doing their research, they realized very quickly that the technology wasn't there, and decided to do some custom programming, and it basically turned into a hosting company. So they get to moving forward, and you fast forward another 10 years, which is about 5 years ago, and one of our founders now has interest in about a dozen different companies. So Skynet evolved to start to become the IT company that took care of all of the various interests. Skynet started out as a custom software development company, and because we can do hardcore development, once we started getting into the easier things like website development and digital marketing, we were able to feed on our technology to make a much more robust and faster, more user-friendly system. But also, we have a very unique system we call our site health monitoring system, and it'll actually track any errors that happen on your website and notify one of our developers. So if you have a user that's on your website and something happens that prevents the user from converting, then maybe it's submitting a free contact form or clicking to call you, anything like that. If they experience an error, then our system will notify a developer immediately, and if it's a major thing, then that'll allow us to check into it and make sure that no one else experiences the same error. As a general rule, when you start a business, there's 3 people that you need on your team to be successful. The first one is a CPA. So nobody wants Uncle Sam calling. The second one's an attorney, and the third one is a web media expert. Technology is evolving so quickly, and as such, most business owners are still utilizing their website as a business card. Basically, once they create it, they put it online, they're like, well, okay, check, that's done, and we can kind of move on with life. But the problem is when now we're 10 years later, 5 years later, and I ask them, how many people go to your website? How many visitors do you have? They go, well, it depends on how many times I go there. The problem is that your website is supposed to be the middle of your marketing funnel. Everything else online, your online identity, is supposed to feed traffic to your website. And as such, your website should be a very important tool. And its job, in order to get a return on your investment, your website's job is to feed leads to you without you having to do any work. Our process to get started is very simple. We have a great team who loves what we do, and they love demystifying the online world for business owners who their job is to focus on whatever their business does. So we have an account manager that will reach out and walk through the entire process with you. Once we think we've rendered out exactly what you want, we'll give it to the client and go, is this what you want? And most people can't really see what they want, or they can't envision what they want until they see it on paper. So that's a huge step. Once that is signed off and everybody's happy with this is what we're going to build, then we'll turn around and bring it to life. There's a theory that social media is going to replace search engines by the end of this year. There's a lot of momentum showing that that's very possible, but if that actually happens and you are aligned with the right web guru that can get you there, then you'll be one of the first ones there. It's always best to be first in something new and exciting.
I like the name of their place, Skynet. Sounds like it's a place where they work on superhero gadgets. I should ask Matthew to make something up for the Explore Tulsa mobile.
It's not a superhero vehicle. You drive a Sprinter van to each of our shoots.
But we could really trick that baby out, do some real damage.
I could definitely see the damage part happening. But to learn more about how Matthew and his team can help your business and website grow, visit sky-solutions.net.
And if you're a woman looking to start your own business or grow it, then we have just the help for you.
We sure do, Stevie. Coming up, Christina Culver with the REI Women's Business Center has all the information you need next on Explore Tulsa.
Have you outgrown your home entertainment system? Then it's time to step up with Video Revolution and Sony for the ultimate 4K home theater experience. Size does matter when it comes to the quality and enjoyment that you get from a home entertainment system. Engineered by the experts at Video Revolution on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Hey, it's Stevie from Explore Tulsa with my friend and optometrist for many years, Dr. Robert Zellner. Tell everybody why it's so good to come in to see you.
Well, that's a great question. Let's see, we've got 2 great locations. We try to stay cutting edge at every point along the way because let's face it, everybody wants to come in and get taken care of in a timely fashion and get the latest, greatest stuff and save some money and get on with their life. And see clearly.
And if you don't believe it, look on the website.
Absolutely, drzellner.com. You can find that we have our 2 locations at 69th and Memorial and 3030 South Harvard, or you can give us a call at 749-2020 or 461-2020.
And I got 4 kids, and I gotta tell you, as a big family like that, it's affordable too.
Oh yes, and of course, the number one reason, you save some money. I mean, with our 2-pair specials, with our different unique packages that we put together, I mean, you can come in here and your money can go a lot farther than anywhere else.
And that's why with Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates, seeing is believing.
Oh, I like that, Stevie. Well done.
Hello, we are so happy to have you back for more Explore Tulsa. Now, Trish, have you ever thought about starting your own business?
Well, yeah, I have great ideas. Just not sure where to get started.
Lucky for you and other women like you, the REI Women's Business Center is set up to make those dreams come true.
I really enjoy people. I love this job. It lets me get out into the communities and meet just amazing business people across the state. Entrepreneurship is really hard. It's hard work. I think that the most successful entrepreneurs always start with something that they love, a passion. And so if it's something that you love, it doesn't seem like that much work. Besides money, the main thing that keeps women from trying is focusing their energy and their efforts into one specific idea and then following that path. They get so sidetracked with so many other, oh, well, this is a good idea. Oh, well, if I do that, then, and they can't just focus on one thing and take that first step to do it. The Women's Business Centers are a national network. The SBA partially funds women's business centers across the nation, over 100 of them. And in Oklahoma, the Women's Business Center started about 15 years ago. I think we're in our 15th year. And REI has had the contracts through the SBA for the Women's Business Centers since that time. As a Women's Business Center, we go into the communities to help women who want to start businesses, help women who are in business be more successful. Maybe they want to expand, maybe they're not getting the support they need. So we do business training, we do one-on-one counseling. I do a lot of facilitating with resources. I kind of connect people. I'm a really great connector. It's Tulsa Women's Business Breakfast. Kind of connects women in business of all ages, and it is a great opportunity for women. We've got very young women that come, we've got older women that are established in their businesses, and they have a time of connecting and sharing stories, sharing resources. REI provides a lot of opportunities. We have a business lending division, so there are ways that Women's Business Center can work with the business lending division to help with startup cost or expansion cost. For anyone starting a business, that's the first thing they need to do is check out all of the resources that are available to them before they do anything. And there are all kinds of great mentors. The SBA funds several organizations in town that provide one-on-one counseling, that provide mentorship. There's just lots of great resources. I could go on and on with wonderful women throughout Northeast Oklahoma who just do amazing things. Jennifer Rankin, she has Spec Tech USA, which is an aerospace manufacturer here in, well, I think she's actually in Sapulpa, but she's an amazing woman-owned business, very inspiring. We also have Tanya Janeway with Janeway Machines, another woman-owned business in a man's kind of industry. We have lots of really great women who just do kind of community or social entrepreneurism. I've got a lady who is starting a bakery that wants to employ women who've come out of incarceration. So that's called Sugar Rush Bakery here in town. I love seeing good things happen around me, and especially to women who are working so hard and doing so much for the community. I love it. I love being a part of it.
As a father to a daughter who hopes to have her own veterinary practice someday, I'm glad that Tulsa has the resources like that with Christina and her staff.
If you're interested in meeting with Christina or attending one of REI's sessions, visit reiwbc.org to learn more.
You should open a tanning salon. Call it Tan Your Hide. My dad used to say that to me all the time.
Yeah, I bet he did. And I think they already have that.
Well, I'll come up with something.
I can hardly wait. Stick around, there's more Explore Tulsa just ahead.
Hi, Dr. Robert Zellner here. For over 20 years, I've offered affordable, convenient eye care in Tulsa. Right now, you can get one pair of glasses or contact lenses starting at just $99, or my two-pair deal for $129. Hey, and as always, the eye exam's included. Walk-ins are always welcome. Glasses are ready in about an hour. Plus, we have over 2,000 frames to choose from. We're open 7 days a week. Come see why we're voted Tulsa's best. And our drive-thru at 69th and Memorial makes pickup simple and easy. For the best eye care value in Tulsa, Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates.
At Video Revolution,
we've got today's 3D technology.
Smart TVs.
And I can help you pick the one that's
a larger size TV.
We handle it all here at Video Revolution.
Now people can get
a 90-inch TV.
Locally owned and operated.
Now coming up on a 30-year anniversary.
Customer service is our priority.
We have our own service center. It just brings back enjoyment to watching TV. And now it's affordable for everybody.
And we sell fun stuff. It's like toys for big kids. Customers that come into Video Revolution are blown away.
Be sure and join us next week when we witness the new technology in prosthetics at Hanger Clinic.
Special thanks to Brian for showing us around RedCave Media and Uncle Brown's sound recording.
Thanks too to Cody and the bagpipers at Tulsa Metro Pipe Band. Look forward to hearing you on St. Patty's Day. And thanks to Matthew and his crew at Skynet for taking Tulsans into the future.
Also thanks to Christina and the staff at REI Women's Business Center for all the work they do in giving women an edge when starting a business in T-Town.
Remember, if you miss any of the show, you can always catch us at exploretulsa.com.
As always, each week we feature the people, places, and attractions that make us proud to call Tulsa our home.
Hey, don't forget to like us on Facebook. Share with us someone you think Tulsa should know more about.
Plus remember, Explore Tulsa is brought to you by Video Revolution, located on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Stop by, say hello to Ron and all the guys for your home entertainment needs.
And Explore Tulsa is also proudly brought to you by Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates.
Home of the two-pair deal starting at just $99 with 2 locations, 3030 South Harvard and 69th and Memorial.
Well, that's all the time we have for you on this week's show, but we'll see you next week right here on Explore Tulsa.